Anambra Young Professionals demand disqualification of Nnamdi as governorship candidate. A group of young professionals in Anambra State have demanded that the All Progressives Congress, APC, should disqualify Senator Nnamdi as a possible flag-bearer for the party in the forthcoming Anambra governorship election scheduled for November 2017. In a statement released after a press conference in Abuja, the Anambra Young Professionals Forum warned the APC to disqualify Mr. as a governorship candidate, or we will mobilize our youths for mass protest vote against APC in November. Mr. who last year defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to APC, has been campaigning to win the APC's nomination to face incumbent Governor Willie Obiano in the November election. Other APC governorship aspirants include Chiko Bidigbo, Barton Wibe, Obanizo, Tony No and George Muagulu. In its statement, AYPF said its members had watched with silence and consternation, and likewise with total disbelief, the jamboree of days back where Senator Nnamdi, representing Anambra South Senatorial Zone, mobilized 40 senators to accompany him to pick up the form to signify his intention to contest for the governorship of Anambra State under the platform of the APC. Describing Mr. Yuba's action as a national shame, the young professionals said it was shocking that we are today celebrating an individual who we as Anambra State young professionals see as the biggest stumbling block to the growth of Anambra youths. This is an individual who has nothing to show in Anambra for his 8 years as the closest aide of President Olusegun Obasanjo, nothing to show to date for being a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and today he has cross-carpeted from PDP, a party that ruined our beloved state, to become the supposed celebrated bride of APC, a party that has the opportunity to be the best solution for Anambra State for years to come. As far as we are concerned, Nnamdi should be a permanent guest with the EFCC and the DSS to tell us how somebody who was just a presidential aide and a serving senator has become one of the richest Nigerians today with investments running into billions of dollars. The young professionals of Anambra State origin asked, what is the moral standing for any party to even consider Nnamdi as their candidate? What are those senators who accompanied him actually celebrating? Can all those people go home to their families and sleep peacefully at night believing their conscience true that this man they want to hoist on Anambra State will help the state or rather cripple the state for good? What value will Nnamdi ever add to Anambra today, when he could not add any value throughout the period he had the wherewithal to do same? Or does he simply want to migrate from National Assembly to Government House to see if he can amass the remaining money accruable to the state to make him the richest man in Africa? In its statement, signed by Chukwudi Okonwu, the Young Professionals Group also drew attention to the ongoing controversy surrounding Senator Nnamdi's educational qualifications, where he has been accused of falsifying his results and using same to fraudulently deceive the NEC and the electorate. Further asked, how can such an individual be parading himself as a likely candidate to represent a party that is trying to show us in the Southeast that they do not hate us but are ready to make things better for us? For starters, it is important for all stakeholders concerned to note that Senator Nnamdi will not win any votes in Anambra North and Anambra Central senatorial zones if he emerges the ticket holder in the elections. He can manipulate the delegates with money, which I am sure he would have by now, and brainwash the party at the national level that he is a popular candidate, but the truth is he will lose woefully in these zones as stated. And what is our grouse? As youths, We cannot forget how Senator Uba and his brother Chris Eselu Uba used the instrument of state under PDP and the presidency of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo to kidnap our sitting governor from Anambra Central and orchestrated the most humiliating scenario in the history of Nigeria, where a duly elected chief executive of a state was treated like a nobody, and the whole state thrown into turmoil for the simple reason that these individuals wanted to divert our resources for themselves. According to the group, the attempt by the Uba brothers to hijack power in Anambra opened the door for insecurity to creep into Anambra State, of which we are still battling with today. Not done. It is also the same senator that used the instrument of power to frustrate a lot of development projects that would have gotten to Anambra North, when he was the closest man to President Obasanjo. Instead, all he did was frustrate the youths by helping fuel the communal clashes between Amularai and Igularai, then believing that with such a divide he would make the state ungovernable. This is the same individual the APC believes the youths will vote for? Mr. Okongwu said Anambra's young professionals had decided to make their stand known to APC and indeed any other political party that is serious of having a good outing in Anambra State during the governorship elections coming up in November. We have kept mute before now, believing Senator Uba would come to his senses and back down, but now that he has shown he has no shame, we have decided it is also time to show he has shame. The group stated, "We want the national body of the APC to note that if Senator Nnamdi Uba is given the ticket of the party for the governorship elections, we will not vote APC in the coming elections, and we will guarantee that the party will fail woefully. They will share money, we will collect the money, but we will not vote for APC. We believe there are so many young, intelligent, vibrant and resourceful candidates in the party who should be encouraged to take the mantle of the party to the state, and we as young Anambra professionals will stand behind that candidate once her manifesto is people-oriented." Anambra State has rejected Nnamdi Uba since 2007, and nothing has changed. We will still reject Nnamdi Uba even in 2023. He has nothing to offer Anambra State. It is time to put Nnamdi Uba where he belongs, and that is to make sure he answers for all his past deeds and explains how he came about his wealth. To show that this is not just another aimless threat, we have also decided to show the party that all the young professionals from Anambra State mean business with this declaration. To this effect, we have fully mobilized all our youths from Anambra State to march in our thousands on Monday, 31st of July 2017 to the national headquarters of APC, to show our unanimous decision that we have rejected Nnamdi Uba, and if the party does not reject him, APC will not get a single vote in November 2017. This protest march will fully show our strength and number, our grassroots representation and outreach, and our determination to make sure that Anambra State is great again. This is our statement of intent. This is our stand for the good of our state and our youths. In a related development, a source within the APC has told Sahara reporters that one of the governorship aspirants, Mr. Nnamdi, tongue-lashed Senator Uba at a meeting of the party held last week at the country home of former Governor Chris Nnamdi. Our source said that Mr. Uba had urged the APC to hand him the governorship ticket, boasting that he was the only one with the financial means and political weapons to beat incumbent Governor Obiano. Responding, Mr. Nnamdi reportedly dismissed Senator Uba, telling him to his face that his wealth could not erase the fact that he has little education and lacks personal charisma. Mr. Nnamdi, a businessman based in Port Harcourt, told Mr. Yuba that a charismatic politician could get more mileage out of N100 than 1 billion naira in the hands of an uneducated politician. However, Mr. Nnamdi also has serious moral issues. A series of investigative reports by Sahara reporters detailed how Mr. Nnamdi hijacked Smart Drilling Services, SDS, Limited, a company he co-founded with UKPI. Our reports revealed how Mr. Nnamdi used his cronies to push out Mr. UKPI, the company's co-founder and chief executive, and then used the police to harass his victim.